Land is the foundation of agriculture. Without it, farmers cannot grow, invest, or sustain their livelihoods. Yet, across West Africa, access to land tenure security for farming activities remains one of the greatest challenges, especially for women and youth.
In our cultures, it's pretty much known that women and youth hardly have access to land. Land is seen as a masculine asset and men control it. So cultural systems and norms usually don't allow certain people rights to the land, and therefore that limits their readiness to invest on the land.
In Sierra Leone, deeply rooted cultural norms have long excluded women from land ownership and decision making.
All we knew was that women should be at the back and the men should be at the front, and the women should have no right to own a land in any part of Sierra Leone. Over the years, women do not own land. They were less considered, and the men own the land. When we talk about smallholders in those communities, even when they go there to have meetings, they do not consider women.
For many women, this exclusion comes at a personal cost. Abby Robert, a widow and smallholder farmer from the Keptema community in Sierra Leone, nearly lost everything when her late husband's brother attempted to take over the oil palm plantation she depended on for survival.
So after we don't die, we got an attachment for her. The talk say once me, I need to be the past. So after we pass now, the road be the road, me need to not able to do. I talk say I don't want her. So after I don't talk say I don't want her, I got the hold up that me and man with the swamp with the oak. So if we try for plan and yan. So me back and agree. We make official me into.
And this reality extends beyond Sierra Leone. In Ghana, many women continue to farm land they do not legally control, often unaware of their rights.
So over the years, women had challenges with land acquisition. Even when the lands are acquired, there were challenges also with documentations and formalizing the ownership. For women who have secondary rights, that because of their marital status, they have lands to work on. Should anything happens, the woman becomes vulnerable. He loses everything. He's not able to transfer either the land or the farm, even to the children or whoever. They are not able to transfer. They are not able to sell. They become vulnerable because there are no documentation to support their ownership.
Recognizing that secure land rights are essential for sustainable agriculture, the Reclaim Sustainability Program placed land tenure at the center of its work across Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, and Sierra Leone. Its goal was to strengthen land systems, amplify smallholder voices, and create the conditions for long-term investment and equity.
Our ability to transform agricultural systems from very traditional production systems to more commercially driven production systems that are highly profitable, that brings enough returns to the farmer, produces enough to feed the global population, we need to address the inefficiencies within land systems. And that's where the land rights issues come in. Take cocoa. If you don't own the cocoa land, why would you want to invest in a tree crop that has over 25, 30-year gestation period when you are not sure that the next day your land will be taken away from you? So we wanted to address those vulnerabilities within the land systems through engaging chiefs, through dialogue, ensuring that rights are documented, and it gives a certain measure of security that would then enhance investment by producers and also give access to youth and women so that they can produce the crops that I've mentioned already.
For Ghana, most of our farmers do not have secure tenure over their land. And so the RS focus on sensitizing farmers and then making them aware of the policies and regulations that controls the parcel of land where they farm. In Sierra Leone, it was a bigger of a challenge since women had no access to land, especially farmers do not know their rights to the lands that they farm on. And we focus on sensitizing, creating the awareness of farmers on the land tenure and regulations, and also contributed to the passage of the 2 land acts in Sierra Leone. In Côte d'Ivoire, we work with other partners to ensure that farmers become very much aware of the land and the rules and regulations that govern the land, who has the ownership and the rights of each farmer and the responsibility of the farmers on the land.
Through advocacy and community sensitization, the program worked to ensure that smallholders, especially women and youth, were part of the decision-making process.
But a lot of sensitization from Solidaridad, trainings and the like. We are part of all of the decision-making policies that we are made because we are part of the stakeholders. Our role was recognized in the oil palm projects. Women were 100% almost involved in the implementation. Now, when we talk about the cocoa project, they were also involved. And basically, if you look around now, you can see women owning land from themselves. You can see women owning cocoa plantations, oil palm plantations. Some of them have even started producing. So now, instead of women relying so much on men, they've now decided to have their own products on their own, and we've started sensitizing them on how to add value.
The program birthed community advocates for women's land rights. In Sierra Leone, women like Frances Joy Musa and Fatmata Grace are now leading the charge for women's land rights. Frances serves on her village area land committee, helping women like Abby Robert understand and claim what is rightfully theirs, despite long-standing cultural barriers.
But mommy, where they work as Solidaria, now they work with you, where the woman in this village here. So now I go explain here. It talks about the woman the back will get right. So it take me, it go with me at the workshop. I go explain it. So after I don't explain it now, the man, he call her, he interview her. So he will talk to her, or let that plantation give me. Because now then he pick with the then he pick all they go school. So right now they want to enter college. So now they are the work that garden, now the process are the sell, are the put up for the business. So now they will give. Yeah. So mommy able talk to her. He able talk to her. Say, not up our coffee shop. Talk to her. Say me electric garden. So him back watching. Now he talk say he don't left her. Because I'm brother with her now. We talk to her. We able to talk to the man. They talk to me himself. So we don't come at the village now. Now they will leave. I'm so glad for that.
For Fatmata, she has dedicated her media platform and time to advocating and promoting women's land rights.
I have been advocating for women generally. I have no specific, because by mandate of our organization, our role is to advocate for the voiceless women and girls. But we are just doing it. But the implementation of the Ukraine Sustainability Project, me personally, I have been fairly specific in doing my advocacy. So most of the advocacies I do has to do with 1, land issues, marginalization, access, ownership, and generally the rights women especially. My focus has really been women, because we all know in Sierra Leone, women have been marginalized for far too long. Trainings were organized, wherein we went for trainings as CSOs, media practitioners, women farmers. We were having a week-long training in understanding the 2 laws that were implemented in Sierra Leone or enacted in 2002. That was the Customary Land Rights Act and the Land Commissions Act. After that, we are selected to be part of the awareness raising. So women in the media Sierra Leone have been part of it throughout. Women now know how to access land, how to own their land, and the women now know their rights. Women can now tell you the part 2, part 3, and part 4 of the Customary Land Rights Acts. We have more women now in cash crops, specifically the cocoa and the oil palm. We have women who can boast of acres of cocoa owned by them, not to rent something. We also have women who can boast of oil palm. We have women who are now even producing on their own.
In Ghana, Faustina Abero is supporting women in her cooperative to take a critical step forward, registering their land and securing their futures.
So we have a number of our women farmers who have been able to go through the registration procedures. Now they have their farms registered, a number of them, and some are still in the process of getting it done. Yes, and we are still talking to more that they shouldn't just look at not just the lands, but most importantly, after getting the land, the registration aspect too.
Today, smallholders who have been well equipped from the program are playing significant roles in decision-making processes across different commodity supply chains. Women and youth have been empowered to access resources that were once out of reach and to also claim their rights. Smallholders no longer work in silos, but collectively work towards achieving their collective interests.